Wow. I can't believe it worked. So gorgeous. Look at them colors. Super gorgeous. Just love it. Hello and welcome to BCC Art Studio. I'm Billy. Today we are going to be trying out a new application for clay. So I have some pre-baked pieces here. Just some Primo white. And I have just some regular cabochon, glass cabochons. So today's technique, we are going to be trying using the bloom gel effect. This is by mica, and it is blooming gel. So to get started, you will need a dotting tool, any size you want to use, some nail polish colors, and some blooming gel. So let's get set up and get started. Okay, for this technique, you will need some nail polish, some UV nail polish. I will be using this stuff. Now, everything that I'll be using today will be in the link in the description below. This is, I don't know how to say that, Jodson. Anyway, it's cheap nail polish. You get a lot of colors, but the bottles are really tiny. I mean, that is it. So I have some pinks and purples and some blues, and then I have like a glitter top coat here, which is really a pretty color. I don't know if you can see how well that is. That is very stunning color. Anyway, I'm going to be using a little bit of that. So first things you want to do is you want to take your nail polishes and you're going to put some on your paper. Now I have a piece of freezer paper here and I have it corners all taped down, and you're just going to take your colors and you're going to dab as much as you want on your paper. You don't really need a whole lot. I mean, I guess it's going to depend on how many pieces you're going to do. Okay, from here, I have my colors laid out, and I have some black nail polish, and I have some white nail polish, and they're all mica. It doesn't matter what nail polish you use as long as it's UV curable. But I want to paint these. You can use any color clay you want. You can use scrap clay. You don't even have to paint these. And I'm gonna paint my white. I'm gonna paint a couple white, and I'm gonna paint a couple black. The white clay just doesn't seem to stay white enough for me, so I'm going to paint some of them white. And that is a white, so quite different than the color of the clay. I have a few pieces to show you at the end along with these, so I thought they turned out really pretty, so I am excited to show you how I did this. So I decided I wanted to try something a little different, and I'm going to try my glow-in-the-dark pigments. I'm just going to add just a tiny bit to my paper. And I want to see how this is going to turn out. Okay, so I may need more than that, but we are going to try that. So I'm going to start off with my green and just get some on my finger and tap that on my white. If I can get it to rub in there. Okay, now for my next piece, I want to add some of my glitter to one of the backgrounds. Wow, that is such a pretty color. All right, let's try a little glitter on one of the other ones. I do have some dabbed on the table there, so. All right, so we're going to grab our blooming gel and we're going to start off with this one. And then we are going to use some black. So if you add anything like the glitter and stuff like that, you do need to cure it before you use your blooming gel. So I'm going to cure that and then I'll be back. Okay, so those two pieces are cured. I had to kind of do this with and hold my flashlight because I don't want to cure that stuff. So, all right, time to apply some blooming gel. So this stuff, I don't know, I'm not sure how I came across it. I was just looking for different ideas and I found this on Amazon. And like I said, all the stuff that I'm using today will be left in the link, left in the description below. So if you're interested in doing any of this stuff, it'll be there. So this stuff is clear. It looks like resin. It's clear, so you're not going to be able to see when you apply it too easily, especially on white or black. So I'm just going to apply a nice, somewhat thin coat. So the thinner the coat, the smaller the bloom will be. The thicker the coat, the bigger the cells will show up. I guess it's just play it by ear and we'll see, because you really can't tell sometimes how thick you got it. Now if you're a nail artist, I'm sure you can tell, but we are going to do like a medium coat on this one, and we're going to do one at a time because I would like to show you the effect. So I'm going to be using some black nail polish and I'm just dipping my ball in there and I'm going to be dotting, dotting, dotting. Gotta be a little more careful and slower because I'm making drips. See how it spreads out? So I'm gonna let that spread and I will go to the next one. We are going to try our colors. So I'm going to do some blue on here and maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Isn't that the neatest thing? I just love how that does that. All right, we're gonna do, let's do some red. So I'm going to do some white dots on this one, and I think I'll do some black dots on that one. So, and then I'm going to do something different with that. So let's get our gel on there. You don't have to only do dots. You can do anything you want. I'm going to try just dots for now. So I'm going to get some white, and I'm going to do dot, dot, dot. Sometimes they like to leave little bubbles. You can take your lighter and, you know, go over them. And I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use my smaller dotter. So I'm going to go, doop, and I'm going to just make some really small ones. And I think I will, no, I'm debating. I'm going to, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use some of this stuff right in the middle. Okay, so we have those. Now for this one, I'm going to do 2 layers. So I'm going to put my first coat on. Make sure I got as much as I want on there. And I'm going to add my colors. Now I'm going to add some red colors, or the purples, because, well, that one there, so I'm going to just add some purples. And we're going to let that spread. And then we're going to cure all of these. Now I've cured up to 5 minutes, and the stuff is still a bit tacky when you're done curing. And I usually top coat it anyway, so which helps to cure it. So we're going to let these spread, and then we are going to cure them, and then I'll be back. So, like I said, cure them for 5 minutes at least. Okay, so these are still a bit tacky, and it's been at least 5 minutes that I cured them. Now, I'm going, like I said, I'm going to do another layer on this one. Actually, I like how that turned out. I'm debating. I'm still going to do another layer on it, just because I said I was going to. So I'm going to add some more blooming gel, and this will give you another effect. And I'm going to try just adding a little bit of blue. And I have a piece of hair on my pointer. So just a little tiny bit of blue I want to add. And I'm going to add blob of that right in the center. And voila! That is what I'm going to leave it at. And I'm going to let these cure another 5 minutes, and then we will be back to do the cabochons. I lost my audio to the cabochons, so I decided I would still show you, but it will be sped up. It is now time for the reveal. So I'm going to start off with this one because I don't like how it turned out. It got a little smeared somehow. I'm not sure what I did, but it got smeared. Here is the neon colored ones with the glow-in-the-dark mica powders. And I really wish that I would have added more blooming gel to get them to spread better, but it turned out all right. Here is the flower. Wow. I can't believe it worked. So gorgeous. Look at them colors. Super gorgeous. Just love it. Wow. Look at that. I'm in love with that blue. Very pretty. That blooming gel just works really, really awesome. I don't like this shape, but I think this is my favorite one out of the ones that we made. Look at that. So pretty with that sparkle in the background. Super cool. Gorgeous. I like how it looks like tiger stripes or something, or zebra stripes. Here are some of the cabochons that I made. So I put a mica powder on the back. Not sure how it got all sparkly, but almost looks like flames. I think what I need to do when I'm doing blooms is I need to let it spread a little more before I do anything with it. Here are a few that I made off camera when I was practicing. Now that is a double bloom with different colors. Kind of like the flower, I did different colors on it. This one, I really like how this one turned out. It almost looks like scales, doesn't it? That's cool. Now this one was a test piece as well. I'm not super happy with it. I tried to do some different nail polishes that didn't seem to work out. This one turned out pretty cool as well. This one I think turned out like a peacock feather. Not bad. I used the same colors on this one, which I think this one turned out absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Super gorgeous, and I just love the pink and the purple and the, well, pink or purple, whatever color that is, and blue. I think it's more of a purple, but in the camera it kind of looks like a pink. I made some stars. Not too bad. Just playing around with the design. Not too bad. Some more cabochons. I was trying to go for the marbled look, but I'm not very good at that yet. I'm going to keep practicing with the marble effect. This one turned out pretty cool, but I did the glitter before the other colors, so that was my mistake on this one. Otherwise it would have probably turned out like this one here. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Super, super gorgeous. I just love blue. And then this one here, now this one here takes a little time to do, and it took me a little bit to get it done, but I did it. Now it did get scratched up, and all I have to do is polish it, sand it and polish it. But I like how the rose turned out, and maybe I'll do a video on that someday, but until I get it perfected, I will wait on that. I hope you like what you see. It is an awesome technique and awesome stuff to use. So I hope you guys will want to try it, and I will, like I said, I will leave all of the ingredients in the description box below. So thank you for watching, and happy pouring.